YouTube, and I'm back with a wrestling dog. Wrestling dog's all upset. She's been laying in the bed. She's been sitting there looking all depressed because she's worried about her friends in South Korea now. This will explain it, wrestling fans.
Last week, I got to just get right into this. Last week, because this program airs on Thursday, the 15th, so it would be about a week ago today as this airs. I see, as I'm on the internet looking at the Yahoo News or whatever they call it, I see a headline that I was like, what the fuck? And I can't remember it exactly, but it was something like South Korean officials crack down on dog meat trade. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I click this thing, Brian, this fucking story. Apparently, and now we're talking about South Korea, right? They're the baby faces, not North Korea, where the evil dictator has everybody living in poverty and squalor and famine and everything, but over in South Korea, where apparently, from what I've heard on television, they got a decent economy, and for a country that size in that part of the world, and you know, in big cities and things and such of that nature, right? It's where they got the fucking Olympics, for Christ, going on right now, and this was the point of the story. Apparently, the South Korean government in Pyeongchang, which I believe is the city that the Olympics are being held in, went to a bunch of the restaurants and places that you purchase meat in the city and said, hey, just much like Hitler did in the 36 Olympics when he took down all the anti-Jewish propaganda to make Germany look good in front of the world. Everybody's in South Korea now for these Olympics, and they said a ixnay on serving dog, on selling dog meat. And I've heard the jokes, right? We've all done the jokes. You go to a low rent, Chinese buffet out in the middle of nowhere, and the Gerald Toast chicken, I bet that's Dalmatian. But that's a joke, right? And I knew that there was some instance, and I would hoped years ago, and maybe somewhere out in a farm or a desolate area or whatever the fuck, where people in that part of the world would eat dogs. But I had no idea, because this article goes into the thing. First of all, some of the restaurants, there are 12 dog meat restaurants in Pyeongchang, South Korea alone. And some of them just told the government to go piss off and kept serving dog, and others, it said, took the dog off their menus and substituted pork or whatever the fuck, but put it back on because they were losing business. People were refusing to buy the other stuff. But it goes further than that. Apparently, this is not only a thing, but a big business. They have people that actually raise dogs purposely for meat. 2.5 million dogs are slaughtered and eaten in South Korea, according to this article, every year. And it gets even worse than that, because before they kill them, they torture them so that the meat will be more tender. And I'm reading this and I'm like, you motherfucker, if I could have jumped through the fucking computer screen, right, I would have gone to South Korea and started mutilating some motherfuckers that are goddamn serving dog, right? But once again, 2.5 million dogs a year. They have people that do this, that raise dogs specifically to supply these fucking markets and or restaurants where you can go in and eat dog. So I composed what I thought was a measured and reasonable statement that I issued on Twitter, and I will quote it now. I just learned South Koreans torture, slaughter, and eat 2 million dogs a year, 12 dog restaurants in Pyeongchang alone. From me to all Koreans, south or north, fuck you. You deserve to be eaten by dogs, but they've got too much taste for your filthy asses. Hope shithead does bomb you. I felt that accurately conveyed my feelings, right?
Yes, I would say that it accomplished that.
And I would would assume that once that people found out about this, that this was going on somewhere in the world, then naturally they'd jump all over these people, right? You are not going to guess what happened. I mean, and many people did. Many fine people, members of the Culture Cornet, follow me, etc., listen to the programs, use their left and right turn indicators. They were suitably outraged at this ridiculousness. But some other people defended eating dogs.
On what grounds?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to take a big old sip of Sprite Zero because I've gotten a few of them written down. Cultural differences. Well, Jim, just, that's in their part of the world or in their country. That's just, like we do things they did. No, on so many different levels. And fuck your culture. I don't care about your culture if it involves torturing, killing, slaughtering, and eating dogs. Or condoning same. Cultural differences was the number one answer, ladies and gentlemen. That's okay. Well, what about if there was an island where it was the culture to goddamn, rape small children and then hang them from the highest yardarm in the British fleet? Would people be taken up for that? Here was another one. Well, Jim, cows are sacred in India, so they would be just as upset at you for eating cows here as no. Number one, no, because for one thing, the whole cow being sacred in India thing is a religion thing, so we discount that to begin with because it's bullshit, right? But no, it's not the same fucking thing. I did have a number of people said, oh, well, I don't really agree with it, but really all animals are here for food. Oh, for fuck's sake. What the fuck are you eating? Goddamn, try to eat an armadillo, motherfucker. This one hurt, though. This one hurt because there was a bunch of this, and I do accept some culpability here. You're a hypocrite, Cornette. You eat meat. And yes, and once again, and a lot of these people are people who don't listen to the program because I know that everybody out there in unison right now is chanting the answer that I'm about to give because I've said it many times. But there is an element of culpability here because this food habit is hard to quit. And if I was vegetarian, I'd probably be as miserable a human being as Austin Aries is. But as I've said many times, if I had to kill my own meat, I would be a vegetarian because there'd be no other way around it because I would not be, whether it be cow or pig or chicken or whatever, if I had to do it. And as I've said many times, there's a guy that comes and pumps my septic tank out. And I wouldn't do that either, but somebody's got to do it. But, the point is, unfortunately for them, the cows, the chickens, and the pigs have pretty much lost this war. They are officially the food. And somebody has to do it. But past that, let's think about this for a second. What other kind of animal do you really need to eat? What kind of animal would it harm your life in some way besides a cow, a chicken, or a pig if you were never allowed to eat again? I don't like snakes. I'm not going to fucking take up for snakes, but I'm not going to eat one either. But and if somebody's going to say, well, lamb chops or lamb or sheep or whatever. Well, I've had lamb chops a couple times, and to be quite honest, coming from a voracious eater, it wouldn't matter. I've had duck a couple of times at a Chinese restaurant that I may not want to go back to again. But horse, can't wait to eat that horse meat over at Morton's Steakhouse. Nobody says that, right?
No.
Okay. So does anybody, besides a cow, a chicken, and a pig, and I hate to go off topic here, we're going to get back to the dog eating in a second, but besides a cow, chicken, and a pig, does anybody really need in the rest of their life to eat a lamb or a duck or a horse or a dog or a cat or a chipmunk or gopher, possum, rabbit, squirrel, skunk, fox, deer? No. Bear, lion, tiger, oh my, rhinoceros, elephants, or really any fucking thing else in the mammal category except cows, chicken, and pigs, and I'm against treating them badly beforehand. And and that's bullshit.